What's going on, guys? It's your boy Toph. I just got a new microphone. Hopefully this one sounds better. I got the EPOS Gaming B20 streaming microphone. It sounds really well. The box is like one of the best boxes I've ever seen. I don't even want to get rid of it. So it's somewhere up in my attic, and I like to keep nice boxes, and I'll never use it, but it's always nice to have. I got this EPOS Gaming B20 streaming microphone, so hopefully this one sounds better than my other videos. It's a pretty cool microphone. I'll link it in the description if you're curious. But what we're going to look at today is how to find key products on Amazon, ones that you can sell. So typically Alright, sorry guys. So typically what products you want to look for is, I just search Amazon on things that I'm interested in, and anything that I'm interested in is something that's potential to sell. So I like this EPOS microphone. Branded products are a little bit harder, and you don't see any of their sales here, which makes me worried, or FBA fees and their margins. So typically I want to look at products that I want to buy but aren't really that big in the marketplace on Amazon. Especially in the world of 3D printing, you don't want to compete with companies that have way more money than you. You'll always lose. So starting out, you want to find good products that are pretty cheap to make. So some of the things I do are in tech, but let's take a look. Let's find a product. So let's just say I wanted to mount my microphone on the wall. Mount. So they got some here at 14 bucks for a metal one. It's hard to compete with, especially in the 3D printing world. Amazon is awesome because on all their products, they give you how much it's bought in the last month. If you use Jungle Scout's pretty cool. If you have the Pro version, you can actually open this. Or sorry, not Jungle Scout, AMZ Scout. You can actually look at these products and see what they're ranking, which is kind of cool. But in this case, this wall mount for this microphone would not be a good product because there's no one else selling it, and everything is so cheap. Your margins are just not there. So let's take a look at another product, like PC fan mount. And you notice I'm always looking at mounts because mounts are some of the easiest to do. All you do is 3D print a mount and then include a couple screws, and everybody can throw it on their wall or whatever. They're good to go there. So let's take a look here. I don't see any fan mounts, which a fan mount would be kind of cool on the wall, especially if you mount your PC behind like a TV or something, like a little nook. It'd be cool to have like a little fan mount like this that would install it on the wall. And so this is how I get most of my ideas on award-winning products, is kind of just look at what I'm interested in that I just don't own yet, and then maybe I can design that, or even go to Fiverr.com and pay someone to design it. The problem with Fiverr is you have to give them the exact specs. So in the 3D printing world, if you don't have a micrometer, you're doing everything wrong. You definitely need one to design. Some of the places that I like to use, especially for beginners, are just tinkercad.com. And Tinkercad will help you design some of your models, basic ones, and then as you grow in Tinkercad, you can always go to the more paid professional versions. And that's how I kind of create my products, but I just look in here. Like a couple years ago, I had a Gixxer 600. I loved it. Ended up wrecking it, so I got rid of it. But I always had my motorcycle helmets because I never knew if I was going to go back into the motorcycle world, so I never got rid of them when I sold it. So one of the products that I created is a motorcycle helmet wall mount. And this is one that I don't sell on Amazon, but see, your margins are pretty well. If they're selling these for $24, even if you come in the 3D designed one that's super simple, you can at least get 12 bucks. 10 bucks if it's a smaller one, and then your margins on that would probably be about 50%. So this is a good one. The problem with motorcycle wall mounts is that, as you can see, the market's already saturated. So for you to list on Amazon's page 1, you're going to have to use Amazon's advertising. And the cool thing with AMZ Scout is you can actually go into their ASN keyword tracker and then I can take this, well, I need to click a product first, but let's just say I can create a product that's plastic that looks like this one. And they bought 100 plus bought in the last month. Obviously this is a 4-pack, so I'd have to make this a little bit smaller, and I'd have to charge less because mine's plastic and this one looks like it's metal. But what I can do is I can take this ASIN number here, I can throw this in their keyword tracker, then once it's in the keyword tracker, it'll give me all these keywords. So then I'll take a copy of this and I'll go into Amazon and I'll go to their advertising sections and create a campaign based on these keywords. And then obviously if some of these keywords are just super expensive, like $7 or $6 a click, I'll just delete those keywords. You can always bid lower, but I've never had good luck with that, so I usually lose money doing that, so I just delete them. So that's kind of how you get your keywords for each of your products using AMZ Scout. You can also, like, in another product would be kind of cool is like, I'm a Microsoft guy, so I have like 2 Xbox Series X's, a nice gaming PC with a 3060 GPU. I used to have 4 Xboxes, but I sold a couple of my older ones to my homies. But you could, what would really be cool is like a wall-mounted Xbox controller. So something like this, and then you could sell these. And the funny thing is like this one, see the layer lines in the image? When you see layer lines in the image on any Amazon product, it means that it's 3D printed. And so I know this guy is selling a 2-pack. The margins are crazy. I mean, even if I sold this for a 2-pack with this small for $12.99, I could still make a 50% to 75% margin because this takes literally no material to make. And so this is a product I would sell. So if I was going to sell this product, I'd go into AMZ Scout. I'd look, okay, so this is his. Looks like there's 2 sellers selling this. Probably the same person, just a variation. Oh, there it goes. Just updated to 1. His rank's 3,000. I always say if I can squeeze in anything under 10,000 on the rank is really good for that category. So he's selling at $16.99. His FBA fees are really high. His dimensions or something must be off. Typically on a $10 item, I only am paying about $4 in FBA fees. That's only, in FBA fees you only get if you send it to Amazon. Otherwise, if you just do a merchant shipped, you'd only pay for shipping. But what I found is when I first started out, I did the merchant shipping, and it was more difficult for me to expand because I didn't have any additional quantities. I couldn't afford more than 1 spool of each color. And so what I did is I would only sell black, for example, and then once I made all my money back and I got my 50% margin, then I'd offer purple. And then I'd make my money back on both those spools, and then I'd buy blue. And I'd only have 1 kilogram of PLA for the 11 colors that I offered. And then from there, you would just expand your inventory as you grow. I wouldn't go out and spend $1,000 on material right away, just because you want your costs low when you start. If your costs are way too high for everything and you're just losing money, it makes it difficult. Like when I first started 3D printing, this was 4 years ago, and I started selling on Amazon and eBay, and well, I really only started on Etsy. And if I had to recommend any way to start a 3D printing business, I would definitely bypass going to Etsy. It would be great to do Etsy, but you don't make enough money unless your items are like crazy customizable. Where I've made the most money on my 3D printing business is selling on Amazon and as an FBA seller and eBay. But to put it in perspective, when I showed on my last video that I was making over $300 and $500 days on Amazon, that's because I had all the quantities and did that. But eBay, I probably make about $100 a month. And so if I were to recommend as a new seller in the 3D printing business, I would definitely recommend going to Amazon. It's a higher cost up front, but as long as you take some of the money that you would spend in your material cost, you can spend that $40 a month and get an Amazon seller account, go through their verification, and start selling on Amazon. They have the largest customer base, and it's where I make the most money. And so that being said, this game controller holder, probably it's a good product. It's something that I would sell. I typically wouldn't sell this right now because I already have 5 other products that are in my queue. In my queue, I'm about 2 to 3 months behind. That's from me creating it to sending it to my production printers, and then assembly, and then getting on Amazon takes me about 2 to 3 months. But if you only have like 1 or 2 products, you would move a lot faster than I can. I just can't move fast because as I'm growing, I'm constantly restocking my oldest product. So the only way to really grow into the new product space is to buy more 3D printers to handle that additional load. So, but this is a great product, $16. Even if your FBA fees were $10, on $6, he's selling 100. You'd walk away with $600 alone per month just on this product. Typically after Amazon fees, you only make 50% of your total sales. So if I'm making $600 on this single product per month, I would really only take home probably $300. But this, and they sell 4-pack too, and I'm sure the price is higher. So even if you sold this at $12.99, your margins would only be 30 to 40%. That he's making, but you would undercut him, so you could bring in 100 or more products. So there's other bunch of products you can create, but that's how I've kind of found out how to find award-winning products on Amazon, is realistically just using this AMZ Scout, and they have a free trial, so you can give it a free trial for a little bit. I'll post a link in the description. But I definitely check out AMZ Scout. Definitely probably not one of the first things I would buy, but it's up there. I think one of the first things I'd buy is obviously a 3D printer. I think if I were to do it all over again, just starting in this space, I'd buy the A1 Mini. And then I would just create products within that A1 Mini and grow from there. There's no point in spending tens of thousands of dollars to start a business that literally would cost you less than $500 if you do it right. So, I would say if you're looking for an award-winning product on Amazon, you just need to start selling stuff that you would buy. If you're trying to go into like products that you wouldn't buy yourself, 1, you're kind of deceiving your customer, and 2, it's just, you don't really understand the product. Like me, absolutely, I use my Xbox controller all the time, so I'd buy one of these. I'd definitely do that. Or things that I've just noticed, as I've went along in life is like, I needed a cap for my sprinkler system in my yard, so I looked up sprinkler system cap. I need something like this, or this Rainbird head spray cap. So obviously this is way too cheap. Unless you can make this for cheaper, you'd have to run the numbers to know for sure. But I mean, they're selling $2,000, so even if you made $1 on this, you'd make $2,000 a month. And this is a product you could create absolutely pretty easy, I think, in Tinkercad. Or like, what if I had termites and I needed a bait station key? So I looked, oh wow, they sell them, $16. This guy's selling $50 per month. So obviously 8 plus 5 for shipping. They're about close, $16, and this is nothing to make. Like, you can literally make this for probably a couple bucks. So I'd definitely sell something like this too. This is definitely 3D printed. And you can really tell, you can't tell so much on this one, but you can definitely tell on like one like this for $9. Like, you can see the layer lines. This is 3D printed 100%. So that's another award-winning product for 3D printing. So you just kind of got to scour the web and see what you like and what you would use in products that... I always say, if I'm going to create a product and I put it in the box and I don't take it out at least twice to use it, it might not be a product for me that I'm going to be 3D printing. If I take it out of the box and use it more than twice, then there's obviously somebody, or there's a need for that. And there's somebody else out there that needs that same thing that just might not have access to that product today. And so that's how I find award-winning products. Yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to post in the comments, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Toph out.